Welcome back, guys. And today I want to talk about Lost Judgment. Now, Lost Judgment just recently came out. I had a phenomenal time with it. A lot of people felt like Lost Judgment was okay. There were some things that were better improved from the first Judgment, but a lot of people prefer Judgment's first story and gameplay. But for me, I feel like Lost Judgment was so much better than the first one in all aspects, graphic wise, combat wise, story wise. And I'm gonna let you know why in this video. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Now, there's three reasons why I feel like Lost Judgment is better than Judgment. And the first is the story. Now, don't get me wrong. Judgment story was awesome. It had a lot of plot twists. The characters were larger than life. I think they did a really good job with Judgment and that story they was trying to tell. But Lost Judgment story was, to me, was so much better. And the reason why it was better is because they took something that's bullying, such a controversial topic, and fleshed it out so well. We give you a perspective about everything about bullying, from the bulliers to the bullied, and to the parents of the bulliers and the parents of the bullied, and the people that be working in an environment where bullying is taking place and how they react and what they can do and what the law can do about it. I just think they really did a really wonderful job with that aspect of it. That to me was very awesome. It was awesome. I was speechless. I think that they did a really wonderful job fleshing out a topic such as controversial as bullying, and I gotta give it to them. It was an amazing story, and that's why I feel it was so much better than the Judgment story because it was talking about something that a lot of people don't talk about in the game industry, and they talked about it in a way that gave you a broad perspective of how everybody's dealing with it, what people think about it, how people make choices when it comes to bullying, and what they do after the bullying, and how people are upset about being a bully. They covered it all, and I think they did a wonderful job with the story that made it intriguing, engaging, and addictive to go continue playing the game to see how the story ends. And I think it was awesome, and I really enjoyed that story immensely. But like I said before in the beginning of this video, Judgment story was awesome, but Lost Judgment story to me is way better on every aspect, from the characters to the story and how the story played out and the people that were involved in the story. I just think it was so much better in many ways. So now let's talk about the second thing that I love about Lost Judgment that's different from Judgment, and that is the karate styles that you can use when you fighting in the game. Lost Judgment is a beat 'em up, action beat 'em up game, and you need to be able to fight to progress throughout the game. And I feel like Judgment only had two different type of fighting styles that were cool, that's with the upgrades. But I feel like Lost Judgment improved upon that immensely by giving you more fighting styles, more variations to create cool looking combos and just go crazy. I really love Lost Judgment different fighting styles that they added to your repertoire to use, and I think it made the combat so much more enjoyable and so much more tolerable than the first Judgment. Because the first Judgment, after a couple times doing these different move styles, after you unlock a different move, a special move, it got kind of boring. It wasn't really something interesting. But with the multiple different variations of styles you can use and the special moves they have you unlock with them, made it always awesome. And I gotta say, the action scenes with these fighting styles were awesome, really amazing. Never got bored doing combat with Lost Judgment. I think they did a really wonderful job giving you more variety of fighting styles to use to make the gameplay a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit more tolerable. And I feel like they really did a really great job with that. Now, I'm not saying that Judgment combos and fighting styles weren't interesting and fun, but it was just two different styles that you had to go back and forth with. And after playing the game for 30 to 40 hours, get kind of stale. But with Lost Judgment, I feel like they did a really wonderful job and give you different variations to play around with to keep you engaged throughout the 30 to 40 hours that you will be playing the game. So let's talk about the last thing that I think they did better than Lost Judgment to make Lost Judgment so much better. Locations. I think they made Lost Judgment open world so much bigger and more expansive, in my opinion. There was a lot more things to do. There's a lot more sights to see. There's a lot more people to interact with. Um, I think there was a lot more side missions than the first Judgment. I just think that even though you can play the game about the same hours, I think they think that there was more to see in Lost Judgment than there were with Judgment because they added some cool places from like a dragon that you could visit and interact with, and you get to go back and check out some of the old games and some of the characters that starred in Lost Judgment were the same characters you can see in like a dragon, which I thought was cool, cool cameo. And I just really enjoy the open world and how large open world was with Lost Judgment than Judgment. Judgment, don't get me wrong, had a nice size little map, a lot to explore, but I think Lost Judgment did so much more with it, gave you more to do, more to play with, and more things to interact with. It did. I think they did it so much better than the first Judgment, which to me kind of sealed the deal with Lost Judgment being better than Judgment. And you can always say that a lot of times when they make a great game, when they make the sequel is always worse than the first one. But in this case, Lost Judgment to me, hands down, was so much better for the story, gameplay, and for the open world aspect of it. So much larger, so much more things to do, so much more to experience, so much more to see. To me, it made it much better than Judgment, and I recommend picking up Lost Judgment to give it a try. It's a fun game for even people that are new to the series. Easy to pick up, easy to learn. You'll have a great time with it. I really recommend picking up Lost Judgment. And if you have to play the first one, pick up Judgment as well. Judgment is also an amazing game, but I think it's so much better. I think Lost Judgment is so much better than Judgment. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you do, tell me why and why not. And thank you for staying to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, share as well. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, become a part of this community. And remember, game is a lifestyle, not a hobby. Talk to you later.